Hey everybody, if that intro song didn't give you an idea of the weather, oh sorry, you are looking live on tape at a very rainy day. Definitely overcast, not raining at the moment day here at Magic Kingdom. Glad you decided to join me. Today we're going to do a couple things. We're going to, of course, check out the Emporium and get our hearts broken again. We might actually go over to Big Top Souvenirs. We haven't been over there in a hot minute. Check that out. There might be a coffee in my near future as we had a big lunch. You may have seen it on a previous video. Well, let's get to it. Wow, what a difference like a month or two makes. About a month and a half, I guess, since the anniversary, but still a little busy, but not.
Oh, there they are.
Not straight up insanity. Oh, it's happening. That is happening.
No, we don't need one.
For sure.
Yes.
More of the same. They must have got 7 billion of those Spirit jerseys. Talking about these guys. They're all over the place. World of Disney. Track jackets, track suits. It looks like a bunch of the same. But I did get my 50th Skyliner, so that's a win. Check one more spot.
I think so. Something there.
That's about it, folks. Go ahead and hop in line and pay for this. So the rain started coming down pretty good out here. So we've taken refuge in Cinderella's castle. See what this storm's gonna do. But not a bad place to wait it out, for sure. Plenty of nice scenery to look at. Definitely not wet underneath here. But I think, like most good ideas at Disney, I think a lot of people are having the same thought that I had. So we'll see how crowded it gets here underneath Cinderella's castle. In the good news front, a lot of folks heading back to the hotels or the TTC, so crowd levels are looking much better every minute the storm goes on. So we're still here right beside Cinderella's royal table. We're still going to wait a few minutes and see what the storm's going to do before we make a decision of what we're going to do. So it's as you might can tell, it's escalated quickly here in New Fantasyland. Rain's really coming down. People are fleeing. But my theory is crowds should really dissipate. So we'll see how true that is as we slog on through the storm. There is plenty of nice low spots on this walkway. And TGFC. Thank God for Crocs, because it would be pretty miserable right now if you were walking along with wet socks and shoes. That would be pretty darn crappy. But we're actually heading over to Big Top Souvenirs, not only to get some refuge from the storm, but to check out some merch. Rainy day sighting, Golden Statue sighting, Cogsworth, right outside of Be Our Guest. No surprise there, and Luminaire. So, I haven't showed you that before. We usually don't come this way, so that's probably why. My girlfriend made a good point about that, so you gotta keep your eyes open. It is really raining now. If you don't have an umbrella or poncho today, you would be screwed. So Big Top Souvenirs, right after COVID, this whole area was a relaxation station, which is where you could come catch a break with air conditioning and just kind of get out of the heat. Now it's turned into basically a hodgepodge of souvenirs and snacks and food. I do know they use this area for some anniversary specific merchandise on October the 1st, but that stuff's been long gone. Now, like I said, it's a little bit of everything, a little bit of anything and everything. They do have some good looking treats in the treat case over there. They do have popcorn, cotton candy, sodas, candy apples, pins, like I said, a little bit of everything. But the storm right now is so intense. Now I'm gonna walk out here to the front to kind of show you what we're dealing with. That a lot of folks have seeked
You see
refuge.
that? I got that video.
So I don't know if you can see it, just the literal sheets of rain that are blowing through here. But thankfully we're inside. But now my thought is, how in the heck are we going to get back to the Contemporary where my truck is? I think getting soaked is going to happen. I just would rather not be struck by lightning. Wow, I don't know if you hear that thunder, but that should be louder. But that's the situation. Big Top Souvenirs. Didn't really see any merch that like really jumped out at me. They got a little, like I said, they have just kind of like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You have some hats and whatnot, but for the most part, this is stuff you can get all over Disney World. So nothing real unique about this spot. We just haven't been back here in a while, and it just so happened we kind of got caught in the worst of the worst. So. All right, it's definitely slacked up quite a bit. We're gonna start walking our way to the front of the park. That was pretty rainy. Like I said, I think one of the first videos I made, I had a little segment about what's better, umbrella or poncho. I have both going right now. The umbrella is mainly for the camera, but poncho for me. Girlfriend's got a poncho on because it starts raining that hard. Really not a lot you can do. But we're gonna start moseying to the front of the park because, like I said, I got my truck over to Contemporary and we're supposed to have bad weather all day. For the rest of the day, rather. So I think we're going to use this little break in the action to head back over there. This is So not only as I just started to say that, and this is the path. You see a lot of people stop. That's pretty deep. That's a good 6 inches deep there. You got a few folks trying that one. I think we're gonna walk around that. we're not that brave, so we'll walk around and take another route, because that is. This is. Hold on. This is crazy. You can tell the people that are just over it.
Tell me if you want.
I didn't drown.
This is look at this guy crawling across. Actually pretty smart. That's beyond puddle. That is crazy. But we're gonna find an alternate route because that's a little too intense for me. We're gonna loop around the long way. That's fine. So the alternate route, as you might see, is a lot less crazy, but the
next one, tip. All right, see you.
the long way, as I like to call it, is basically takes you straight by Gaston's, like you're going to be our guest. Loop around back toward the back side of the castle, out towards the hub, out towards the main gate. Is hopefully we can make it. And it rains like that. The drains here at Disney can only keep up with so much. Tomorrowland is especially prone to flooding. I think if you've been online, you've probably seen the pictures of 2 feet water. That's how a lot in Tomorrowland. So hopefully we won't encounter any big problems on the way back, but if we do, I'll definitely record and show you what we're dealing with here. It's another good sized pond here, right in front of the Friar's Nook. You actually have a cast member trying her best to squeegee it up. That's like a losing battle. It's pretty darn deep through here. But like I said, I mean, when it comes down, that much water comes down, there's not a lot you can do. Except you recover and get ready for the next storm. I mean, the team member with the boots on squeegeeing, some might consider that a pretty bad job, but I don't know. Giving it just off the top of my head, I think probably be the worst job here would be there's a person that trails behind Gaston when he's on horseback that has a trash can and a broom and a dustpan. You can imagine what that gets used for. I think that would be a pretty bad job as well. But I don't know, if you can think of a worse job to have at Disney World, make sure you leave it in the comments. I'd be anxious to hear your opinion on as we're heading under the castle. And as quick as that storm blew in, it's pretty much blowing out as we're looking straight from Cinderella's castle down Main Street. There's a lot of ponchos, a lot of folks getting back out. But we're gonna take this break in the action just to get basically out of here, because I have the feeling that that's just the beginning. That's a good shot. So I know I've talked at length about the raincoat, poncho, umbrella debate, but today's got me thinking more too about footwear. Because like I said, you know, I was wearing Crocs because I kind of had a feeling it was going to rain today, and they have the built-in drainage holes, if you will. But if you want to do sneakers and socks today, a day like today, or a day you think it's going to rain, which is basically every day in Central Florida, you'd be very wise to bring yourself an extra set of shoes or socks, or at least flip-flops, in case it does, you know, torrentially sideways rain downpour. And that way you'll have at least a plan to get you through, or get you back to your hotel, or back to your house, as in our case. But we're gonna actually pop through here real quick. That's where they do like fireworks viewing parties. Not a lot of people travel through here, but it's gonna be good for me because I want to take this poncho off, or this raincoat off, because it is getting a bit warm. Let's see, there's this little area which I'll kind of show you. I've seen people use it for basically photo shoots. It's got a great view of the castle, and as you see, nobody really uses it. This is fireworks viewing party area. It's got the fake hub grass in here, and just not a lot of people use it. I don't know why. We see how crowded it is in the park, and it's like your own little park here. Just to give you an idea, there's the castle, which this is where they set up Good Morning America for the 50th celebration, so they know it's got a great backdrop. But just a little tip. That'd give you the proper view from this little hidden gem with the castle right here. And there you go. My pointer finger wasn't working. Also make a good thumbnail for a YouTube video. All right. Just got a cold, delicious caffeinated beverage from Starbucks. Quick rant time, people. Quick rant time. If you've seen my Starbucks take from Hollywood, still stands true today. The Disney World Starbucks isn't the place to learn about Starbucks and their menu and what they have to offer. But that's a ground we've already covered. I want to talk about something a little bit more universal, and that is I always close my videos with keep the parks clean because everybody uses them, right? Well, that's the wonderful thing about Disney World, is that anybody can come, buy your ticket, come on inside, enjoy yourself, get caught up in the magic. It's great. My beef comes in, or my rant comes in, when you act like you own it, or you act like you're the only one in the entire park. And I've seen it, unfortunately, a few times today where there's no compassion or empathy for other people. There's no courtesy. It's, you know, what's in it for me kind of mentality, or I'm doing this so you either get out of my way or get run over, or a multitude of things. But just like you know, I ask that you keep the parks clean, also be aware of your surroundings. Be aware that there are other people that are wanting to use Disney World just as bad as you do. And by use it, I mean just walk or stand there or get a cup of coffee. I mean, I don't know where the selfishness begins and the vacation mania ends. That's all I'm really going to say about it. But just be courteous. You know, be aware that, you know, when you're walking in a straight line, that other people might be walking the other direction, and maybe don't stop right in front of them or cut them off, or because you're just in a zone or whatever. That being said, I think that's going to do it from a very rainy Magic Kingdom. Be nice to each other. Keep the parks clean.